Truly blessed and the taste of it poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. What's the point of it? Just to reach new heights of blue. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring something to the world, willing to erase what I lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over.
What the heck? There we go. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of technical difficulty to start the show, but now I think we got it all figured out. I've got myself. I've got Jewel. We had the same rickets with Fire Cannot Burn. So let's get cracking. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday night. It is 8 o'clock, and it is time for another brand new ultra live edition of The Yo Show. Yo. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. With me, as always, whether she's frozen in time or moving regular time, the beautiful, the vivacious, the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, and a brand new nickname at last week's show, the Heartbreaker, Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening.
What?
Oh,
Good evening, Jeff. How we doing?
Good. You were breaking hearts last week on the show. Telling dudes what it takes and what you got to be like. And woo, you were on fire last week.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you were on fire last week. It was
I
awesome.
was not.
Folks, the comment section is ready to boil already. Tracy, good evening. Tracy said, yo, show. What is up, Tracy?
Hey.
Tracy is in the house. Andrew James Bleidner, good evening. And he gave Jewel a round of applause. Andrew was friends, of course, with Aaron Paul and that group, and he tuned into that episode. Good friend of ours. We're talking about getting him on the show in the very near future. I got bad news. Looks like Jewel might have froze again. I don't know what the heck is going on in Jewel land. There she is. Kind of. Can you hear us at least, Jewel? Hey. Might be a Jeff solo show tonight. You know, the ones we love so much where Jeff drinks way too much beer and says way too many ridiculous things. But there you are, kind of. Man. I got news, Jewel. The whole viewing audience pretty much tunes in to see your face. And right now your face is frozen.
I'm just not going to.
She's just not going to speak. She's going to sit there and freeze frame that pretty shot of hers. But anyway, we are here for another Wednesday night. It is the Yo Show, the award-winning Yo Show. As you know, one of the voted best new podcasts in the Philadelphia area. An award we hold very dear to our hearts. Jewel clocked out So we'll get back to her in a few minutes. First thing I want to do real quick is talk about our sponsor. I'm going to do this quick while we have time. We're going to rearrange the way we do the show here a little bit. And it's these guys right here. It is www.losobrewingcompany.com. And the beer for this evening is, the brand new Woodland West Watermelon Wheat. And here is the picture. This will be coming soon. Thank you very much. Coming soon to bars in your area. Of course, with the pandemic, we're waiting for all that stuff to open back up. But this is a 5.1% watermelon wheat beer. It's got a nice sweet start to it, nice wheat finish, an excellent beer, perfect for the summertime. I've got a couple glasses of it tonight, along with banana bread, because I don't know why they don't pay me a dime to be on the show. Man, we're doing it up tonight. Joel, what are you drinking? What do you got?
My good old trusty Captain. I would like a watermelon wheat, though. What the hell?
We got to get you down to the quarantine studio, because I've got a sixto of it. It's right here on tap at my house.
Yeah. I'd like to try that.
You should absolutely try
Not into
it.
the fruity taste, but that might be good for the summer. So,
well, it's not overly fruity. When we first made it, it was sweeter, which might end up being a formula. This time is sweet, but a lot more wheat taste. It's delicious. I mean, honestly.
That's awesome. I believe you. Loso's delicious.
Thank you. We love Loso. So tonight we are live, as always, on the Scoop Radio Network on Facebook. My page, of course, Facebook Live, and YouTube at The Yo Show. Like and subscribe. Did I do it right?
Yeah, ring that bell. Joey said something the other day. She's like, it can't be gray. No, it can't be red. You have to make it gray. Because when you hit the subscribe, it turns from red to gray. So make us gray.
It's excellent that a 5 or 6 year old knows more about YouTube than us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She aspires to be.
So my neighbor Kate is watching. She says, send a glass next door. Kate, if you contact Cassie, Kate, I'm sure she will bring one right next door. Kate lives 2 doors down. An amazing neighbor. We love Kate. So if you hit Cassie, I'm sure bring it. Andrew, the brewery, we're currently working on the location. We are located in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We're in local bars and restaurants. The actual site is something we're working on, so hopefully we'll have that soon, and then get permits and be able to distribute throughout the East Coast. That would be absolutely awesome. That's one of the many goals that we do here at Loso Brewing, www.losobrewingcompany.com. We thank them for their input on the show, more or less letting me say their name over and over again and doing it correct. Early in the show, I do it correct. Later in the show, I don't know.
Not so much.
Not so much. So we have an outstanding show tonight, Joel. We got an awesome guest. Country music singer coming from the great up north there in Canada, Toronto to be exact.
A?
A? I wonder if she's going to give us an A. I don't know. Beautiful.
I want some of the famous catchphrases too. That'd be amazing.
We can hit her with that. You know how we like sneak things in there? I love it. Beautiful, talented, always upbeat, great artist. Suzy Kory, ladies and gentlemen. We are overly excited. Brand new song out called Love Revolution. The timing couldn't be better on this tune because we need some love right now, folks. Let's love. Let's get into that love revolution.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Everybody love everybody. It's a great song. And I can't wait for, everyone to hear it and for Suzy to come on. She's such a great artist, and I'm so happy she could be with us right now. It's a crazy time for everyone. So we thank you.
Absolutely. And I more or less I've been following Suzy for a while. I got really in touch with her when my birthday came around, and she actually sang happy birthday to me in my Facebook Messenger. And I thought that was just the sweetest thing ever. And I was blown away. And then I am, what? It's this huge show that's just so great.
That's it.
Maybe the handsome beard. We're going to discuss beards later on the show. I know it's Joel's favorite topic. Rick Edwards is in the house, and he says yes with a lot of exclamation points, and he must be excited to see Suzy as well. Joel, I know we run to the snag sometimes, communications. Are you ready with a top 5 list, or do we jump right into the song?
Yeah, I made it quick, but here we go.
All right. And this is for Suzy, and she might hate us for it, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do our top 5 favorite Canadian celebrities, athletes, the whole 9 yards. Because we love our neighbors up north. I want to go visit Canada. It's definitely
I
on the
want to
bucket
go.
list.
I said that last week.
Yeah, I want to go so bad. I want to get up there and check it out. So as always, I got my high-tech top 5 list. Sorry, Joel.
U.S. Like, where is mine? Pictures
Mine's
of
awesome.
mine.
You got to get to your own area. All right, let's get right to it. Let's get to our top 5 favorite Canadian celebrities, athletes, the whole 9 yards. Number 5. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, the great Ryan Reynolds. That's right, Ryan Reynolds, folks. Deadpool and all that great stuff. Funny guy, handsome guy. I'm a straight guy, but even I think he's kind of handsome.
Jesus.
Ryan Reynolds, number 5. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, I guess the name's going to go up before the picture. The great one, Wayne.
It's sort of like mine.
The living legend of hockey. I love this guy. I know, he broke the Flyers' hearts a couple times, but I still love me some great one, Wayne Gretzky. Number 4, the GOAT. Good call. Possibly the best team athlete of all time. Him, Michael Jordan. Number 3, 90210, one of my favorite actresses of all time, the beautiful Miss Kathleen Robertson. I love her.
I don't even
I was
know
a big
her.
fan. She's my favorite. Dude, ain't like 90210? God, man. I got a new co-host.
Before my time.
There's a big age gap. Yeah. Number 2, Jules going to roll her eyes, give me an God. But anyway, it is the beautiful model and spokeswoman, Miss Laurence Bedard. I love
hello.
her.
I thought it was going to be Justin Bieber.
No, Bieber's not on my list, but I love Laurence. I follow her on Instagram like crazy. She's
Okay.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she's
Number 1, Joel. Number 1 all-time Canadian. You're going to love this one because it's got some hometown fluff. It's the Big E. It's the great one, Mr. Eric Lindros.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man, I love the Big E. Being a Flyer fan, a hockey fan, the Big E is my man. Number 1, Eric Lindros. Jewel Tatey, your top 5.
Oh, wait.
Top
All
5
right.
is such a touchy subject on this show.
Okay. 5, Wayne Gretzky. I played ice hockey when I was a kid, and my dad bought me this Wayne Gretzky VHS, how to puck handle and stuff like that. So I learned my first hockey techniques through Wayne Gretzky, and I took some lessons, and I failed horribly, but I'm a pretty good ice skater still, so I love ice hockey. Playing it more so than watching it, but still love my Flyers. Wayne Gretzky. Number 4, Ryan Reynolds. How do you not love Deadpool?
Exactly. Agreed. Whoops.
He's amazing. Oh, what are you doing?
I'm preparing for the song. So go ahead. I'm just preparing for the song. So keep going. We got you. We're on.
Weirdly, he was married to number 3, Alanis Morissette. It's my chick.
Wow. I did not know that.
Right? Got me through my childhood, like I previously stated. Number 2, Jared Keeso from Letterkenny. It's my show. Oh my God, Jared is hilarious. He plays Wayne, the main character, and he's the writer, actor, producer of the show. And it's based. It was Listowel, and they made the show Letterkenny off of Listowel. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, like the vernacular, the back and forth, all the catchphrases and terms they use, pitter patter, let's get at her. I have one of the shirts I wear. That's my dream to go to Canada. And number 1, Suzy Kory. Woo!
Yeah!
I'm so excited to talk to her tonight, and her music's great, and everyone's going to love her, and she's going to be a little firecracker of fun, and I'm so excited to get rolling. So, yes.
I'm excited too. She warned her fans about the potential obnoxiousness that goes on here. That's great. And you actually pulled a Jeff. You put our guest in the list, and I forgot. I am in the shit tonight.
You suck tonight. I'm just kidding.
I do suck tonight. Absolutely suck tonight. Suzy's actually backstage laughing at us. Jeff blew it tonight. But let's rehash the top 5 list. Mine, of course, number 5, Ryan Reynolds. Number 4, hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. Number 3, actress Kathleen Robertson. Number 2, the model Laurence Bedard. How's my Canadian accent? Laurence? That sucks.
Pretty good.
And number 1,
Your Canadian accent.
I don't know. Number 1 is a tie for first between the Big E, Eric Lindros, and tonight's guest, Suzy Kory. Why don't you do that, Jewel? You can get our guest involved.
Ha ha!
Let's go on to Jewel's list. Of course, a couple of the same. Number 5, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Number 4, Ryan Reynolds. Number 3, you ought to know, it's Alanis Morissette. Number 2, Jarrett Kiso. I don't even know that phrase. Let's get the potatoes later on, whatever the heck you said there.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
That's it. And number 1, of course, the lovely Suzy Kory. Suzy, I'm going to tell you while you're sitting backstage, your smile is infectious. I love it. It is just like it's like the most positive smile. So we're going to do this for our fans real quickly. She's doing the phrases for it. That is our Yo Show in training replacement hostess, the lovely. Yep.
Go see if she's.
So we're going to. Oh yeah, she's here. She's watching.
Sorry.
Not a problem. So we're going to do right now. 8:16 ref. Suzy come on in a few minutes, but before she comes on, I do want to play for the listeners and everybody out there. Love Revolution. It's a brand new song. It is beautiful. And it is here right now on the Yo Show. So get ready. We're going to play it for you right now. We'll be back in, what's that say, 4 minutes and 41 seconds? We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
I can feel it coming. Can you feel it too? Walls are falling and chains are breaking. Freedom's coming through. Now when the light in your heart is ready to shine on the world, well, don't you know, everyone, the time has come for a love revolution. Love revolution. I can see it coming. Can you see it too? Tides are rising up, storms are passing, waves of change coming through. That's when the light has been shining in your heart, is ready to light up the world. Well, don't you know, everyone, the time has come for a love revolution. Love revolution. Love got to come together and love live forever inside. Yeah. Sisters and brothers gotta love one another. Love one another right
Finish. Woo! All right. You're on mute. Whoops. I got to take the screen down. You got to get off mute. I got to take the screen down. We'll get it eventually. We are not professional engineers, ladies and gentlemen. We did get a comment right off the bat as soon as I started the song from Tom Nuspickle, of course, our main man from St. Ricketts, who does the theme song. And he said, that jam is smooth. Thank you very much.
I'm telling you.
That's
a great song.
It is. I absolutely love it. It is a terrific song. So let's bring out the star behind this great song. All the way from Canada, sitting back comfortably, waiting for us to bring her out. The beautiful and lovely and talented Suzy Kory, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Hey.
I'm willing to wait a little bit longer if you want to keep using adjectives to describe me like that.
We like that. I probably could. I could go on for hours and hours. We love it. But thank you so much for being here. It's kind of new to us to have. Well, it's not. It's kind of new to us to have the performer kind of sit backstage and listen to their own song. Is it weird to you?
It is. But, it was kind of funny because I was watching you and you're like all in it as if you're playing along and, you're feeling it. I love it. It's great to see people's reactions, because I don't normally get to see that when it's playing on the radio or whatever, and we haven't played live forever. And I think I've only done the song once, like before COVID started. So not many people heard it. So I haven't seen the reactions to it yet.
Yeah, it's hard because when we're in the studio, like the music sounds crystal clear, but we've had to like rearrange everything with everything going on. So we're sorry that we don't do your song the justice it deserves, but it's a great song. It's a great message. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, it's funny because the timing of it is so right. But I tell everyone I actually wrote and recorded this last summer, like exactly in July last year. Yeah, and I wrote it because I felt this big change coming in 2020. And no way in hell did I expect what's going on right now.
I was going to say, that's talent if you figured all this out.
Well, it kind of freaks me out, because my producer can attest to this. Like, we actually had the conversation where he goes, he always wants to know what's the inspiration behind the song because he does the music production. And I said to him, I just feel this big shift in the whole world coming and people moving towards something much more positive and, going back to basics and love and all those things. And, I always say I'm kind of a hippie. So maybe I was just wishful thinking and maybe all that wishful thinking worked. I know a lot of people look at it negatively, what's going on, but in the same respect, you can look at it in a very positive way. I think it's leading us to something really incredible. And if you really talk to a lot of people, they kind of have the same themes going on, which is a lot of self-reflection, thinking about their lives, reassessing everything. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen after this.
Exactly. And like I said, we had a charity event a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to every one of the musicians, and I was like, oh, well, are you writing now? Are you using this time to like be creative? Wow. And it was split down the middle, it's been so hard for so many people, but you have a choice to either use this time to be creative and really, like you said, self-reflect and be with your family and see what's really important, or you could just be caught in your head and it's so easy to and be negative. So it's all how you perceive it. But what we gained was time. So I'm glad that you're doing well. How else has your quarantine been? Have you been okay up there out there?
Well, I was just laughing at you guys at the beginning of the show, kept mentioning A. I've never used that word.
Really?
Just to clarify, but just for you, Jeff. How's it going, eh?
I like it. Perfect.
So how's it going over here? I mean, I'm really, really lucky in that I had done a lot of stuff before this hit. So I even shot 2 music videos in February, like a month before it happened. I flew out to Los Angeles. I was going out there to do one video. And then while I was on the plane, I kind of went, you know what? I'm already there. I'm already incurring all the expenses of being there. let me shoot another video. And so I had 2 videos done and ready to go. And this song plus another song, that still isn't even out. So all this stuff is already ready. So I've really lucked out on that end. So, I have stuff that I can put out. And because not a lot of people are releasing right now, it actually works to your advantage as an artist to do that. But I am writing a lot,
Absolutely.
and just creating new stuff because I got all the time in the world right now.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
I mean, and to take advantage of it is great. We like to share some comments that come up. Fan Rick Edwards says, "Hi, Susie." We're going to bring that up. That's absolutely awesome. We love when the fans come out and pay tribute and say hello. Going back a little bit, what got you first into music? Do you have any inspirations? Anybody, household, family? What made you decide to get into the music field?
Anybody who knows me personally or knows me on social media knows the story. It's Axl Rose. Like, that's it. He is the reason I love music. He's the reason I want to become a performer. But I remember, hi, Kevin. I remember, when I was 13, I went and saw Guns N' Roses. They were my first concert. And it changed everything because when I saw them live, it really made me realize that's what I wanted to do. And I remember coming home and telling my parents, I know what I want to be. I want to be a rock star. And they were like, no way in hell. You're not doing that. And being the good Middle Eastern girl that I am, in this household that was very, very strict, I ended up not following that path. And it wasn't until only 3 years ago that I decided to hell with it. I'm doing this, and it actually all started because 5 years ago, I ended up meeting Axl Rose in person.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's crazy.
You see what I got going on here? I mean,
no way.
I'm a GNR guy. I have told you this, and since you mentioned meeting Axl, let's get to the story because I got to hear all about it.
Jeff, I do have to say, I loved you already when I met you, but now you took it up a notch.
Don't make us head any bigger.
I've got my Slash Funko Pop and everything. I'm a GNR guy.
He's just prepared.
Through and through.
Well, I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version because it's a long story. But basically, I had been living in the Middle East for several years. I'd moved out there. And then when I moved back to Canada, everybody was like, my birthday was coming up. And they're like, are you going to have a big party or something, kind of celebrate that you're back in Canada? And I don't know why I had this idea in my head. All I wanted for my birthday was to meet Axl Rose. Like, he's someone I adored my whole life. And I wanted to meet him. And so I told my friends, and they thought I was nuts. But I knew better. And so I flew to LA on my birthday, and I Googled his address, found it, and I drove. Yeah, I know. I went to Malibu, and I was like 2 minutes away from his home. And I'm just, planning in my head, what am I going to say to security? And just explain it's my birthday. I just want a picture, that's all. And there he was walking in the street. So,
oh my God.
Talk about fate. I'm like, what the hell are the odds that at that very moment I'm driving up to his home? I've just come from Toronto, and he's walking in the street. And so I pulled up the car next to him, and tried not to scare him because he lives in this like secluded canyon in Malibu. And I said, listen, I'm not crazy, but I'm just here because it's my birthday and I wanted to meet you. And I just want a picture. And, having the reputation that he does, I was like, I wonder what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But he was so polite and he was such a gentleman. Like, yeah, I know. You know how people sometimes are upset about meeting their heroes because like it's not what they expected. He was unbelievable, like such a nice person. And he just said, drive up to my driveway. We'll take a photo there. And we ended up chatting. And, I told him one day him and I are going to sing together. And I'm still waiting.
Oh my God.
Gotta be incredible.
I would die.
Thing about that story, it was amazing to meet him. And of course I was like all excited, but it changed everything for me in that it proved that no matter how crazy something sounds, if you believe that it's possible, you can do some crazy shit. And that changed everything. I went back to Toronto and I went, you know what? This thing of wanting to be a singer and a performer, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a try and see where it takes me. And, since I started doing it a few years ago, some amazing, amazing things have happened. And it just goes on reinforcing for me. And I keep telling people, do it. Like, if you're thinking of doing something, what are you waiting for? We don't know if we have tomorrow. And more than ever right now, we're kind of seeing that, you know? So
right.
Whatever it is that you're passionate about and you're excited, that excites you about life, don't wait for, you know, people a lot of times are like, oh yeah, you know, I think in a few years, this is what I'm planning. No, now. That's it, you know? So, yeah.
And that's just putting yourself out there and doing what you love. And how will you ever know? Like, me and Jeff just jumped into this and just tried, and we got a million no's from people, but you still go on. Like, if you're really passionate about it, like you are, and that was so fated that you ran into him. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. That's amazing.
And then I have a crazier story a few months down the road. Yeah, I know. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So I was reading a book. You know, I believe in manifesting stuff. And a lot of people sometimes think that's a little bit wishy-washy, you know, and they, I try and explain to people, it's not just about thinking about it in your head. You've actually got to take action or do something to make these things happen. So a few months later, started reading a lot of biographies of the rock stars that I love to understand how they got to where they got. So this is before I've written a song. I haven't even gotten into music myself. But I started reading a lot of biographies, and I was reading Steven Tyler, who's another, like, I adore him.
Yeah.
And he's just an amazing performer. So I'm reading the book, and then I found out that he was going to be performing in Toronto. So I went to go see him. And people are like, oh, did you meet him? You know, because you have this tendency to somehow end up meeting people. And I'm like, no. I go, but it's coming. I feel it. And literally, like 5 months down the road, hi. Is that your daughter, Jill? I just want to say hi.
Yes.
She loves it. She's her number one guitar.
So beautiful. Oh, wow. That's really cool. So back to Steven Tyler. Yeah, I jokingly kind of said to people, it's coming. You know, I'll meet him. I know. A few months down the road, again, long story short, I end up meeting him because I'm asked to help out with something that involved him. He was here in the city, and I'm like, what are the odds? So I end up meeting him and his people, and they're like, you know what, you were so great. We really want you to come to a show. And he was just getting back together with Aerosmith, and they gave me kind of the dates and said, pick a date. And it was all in South America.
Oh
you know what? Let's do it. I flew out to Mexico City the last date of the tour.
Wow.
And yeah, so we got there. We got to stay in the hotel in the room next to Steven Tyler. I took my best friend, and he walks into our room, like we had the door open. He just walked in. I'm like, hey. I can't believe that.
That is awesome.
But it's not what you think. You know, this is not the 80s. He was with his girlfriend. It was just so surreal, you know, that there he was. And we ended up going to the venue where they're doing the concert. And it's this big stadium, the O2 there in Mexico City. And, you know, I remember thinking, oh, I just hope we have some good seats. I'd love to watch him, because I was just starting to learn about performance and studying it and that kind of stuff. And we ended up on the stage. And at some point during the show, he actually came over and put the mic in front of me. I was like,
what is this? Be Cool? What's that movie where he brings the girl on stage? That's so funny.
Like, we were on side stage, but, you know, he comes over to the side. And so he kind of leaned on me and put the mic. And I'm just like, I could die now.
Did you belt it out, or like did you give him a little taste of your music talents, or what?
Yeah, I said, living on the edge.
Oh my God. That's really fun.
So I got to do that in front of 20,000 people in Mexico City for a moment.
Holy crap. That's a story.
Yeah, I told you guys. I got lots of them.
Man, that is
I would
incredible.
tell that story every chance I get.
Your good friend Kevin likes the story. I was excited hearing about all the people you met, and have you ever performed with anybody that you've kind of admired, any kind of idols? Have you ever got on, well, besides Aerosmith, you know, besides small time like Aerosmith, have you ever been on stage with anybody else?
No, you know, I mean, I haven't gotten there yet. I've been doing this literally for 3 years, and I started off the first year I did rock, because I grew up on 80s rock. I grew up on Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, you name it, AC/DC.
Ah, right.
I know, and you end up with the Guns N' Roses shirt. Go figure.
I know, right?
They're like my favorite band ever. But yeah, I grew up on that music. And so, when I first started wanting to do this, I think I wanted to live out a fantasy. And so that's why I was doing rock music. But I was working with a producer here in Toronto. And then a few months down the road, I decided I wanted to record more songs and write something new. I had been introduced to another producer in Los Angeles, and he's like the guitarist for Sebastian Bach right now. He plays in a band with Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. And he was Vince Neil from Motley Crue for like 10 years off and on as a guitarist. So I'm like, perfect. I found the amazing guy to do my rock album. Well, I get to LA. We spent 2 weeks just, kind of playing around with sounds. And he was very insistent on, you've got to find your own sound. He's like, stop trying to be Axl Rose. Just find who you are. And I spent a lot of time on my own, and something really weird happened. I started writing country songs. And that's when things moved to country. And I was just like, where's this coming from? Because I don't listen to country, but I tell the story now that I realized afterwards, my mother always had country on, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris and Crystal Gale. So I kind of subconsciously grew up on that, not myself listening to it, but it was in the house. And I think I gravitated towards that now when I had to write my own material. That's what I started loving myself.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And how did you how did the transition happen? So it was from Canada to LA to Nashville?
Well, I mean, Nashville for me now is just some place I've been a couple of times, but I don't actually work with anybody down there. I have a lot of friends and musicians, but my producer is in Los Angeles. So I got introduced to him just because I was working with a photographer there on my first photo shoot. He was supposed to photograph him. And he said, hey, why don't you meet this guy? He's a great guitarist, super nice guy. So we met, and I just come out with my songs, the rock songs. And I said, hey, why don't you have a listen? Let me know what you think. I'm interested. And that's when he started kind of, saying to me, this is good, but it could be better, this. And he started giving advice. And months down the road, when I decided I needed new music, I remembered him, and there's something I felt he was genuine in what he was giving me as feedback. And so I really wanted to work with him. And although it was a challenge because I live in Toronto,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I have to fly down there to do my vocals and stuff. But, it's been so worth it. He's incredible. His name is Brent Woods, and I love him. We co-write all the songs together. And so he's just taken it to another level. Like some of the songs I'll do, Pretty Little Things. I wrote most of that. This one, he did most of this one. I had the simple idea of just, the beginning. I can feel it coming. Can you feel it too? Blah, 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 blah. And Love Revolution, the title. And he made it into this, to me, it's like an anthem, this connection. And we both kind of went, hey, why don't we get a gospel choir and whatever? Well, we ended up getting a gospel singer because we couldn't get the whole choir. But, he had amazing ideas. And I remember hearing it when it was finally done. I seriously cried. It's my song, our song. But yeah. I was like, it's like we just made a baby.
I want to ask you that, like, how emotionally invested do you get in your songs? Because like Let the Dust Settle, like that's so like I almost want to get choked up because it's so like a lot of people can relate to that. So how true to life are your songs, and or any from past experiences or things like that?
Well, there's two schools, I think, to songwriting. And some people are like, they want to write the hits. And so you try and work with the right songwriters. And there's kind of like this, group of people that you work with, especially in country. That's why a lot of people go down to Nashville. And with all due respect to Nashville, I think they put out amazing stuff. For me, I've steered away from that. And that's why I work with Brent in LA. I want a different kind of sound. And for me, honesty is everything. Because you'll see it in the reaction from people, like Settle of the Dust. I mean, that's a true story. It's my own personal story.
Oh, wow. All right.
And the more you write something that's genuine and honest, it's coming from some place that is so deep, it's going to resonate with people because they feel it, and something incredible happens as opposed to just writing something that sounds great, people party to it, and a lot of country songs are party songs, right? It's feel good, have fun, nothing wrong with that. I'm just more like, I want to hit you right in the middle of your soul.
Yeah. Do you think it's like oversaturation in Nashville because you walk down the street and you're just bombarded with noise? Like, do you feel like you be lost in the noise?
Well, I think also, like, I went down there last summer for the first time officially. I drove down there. I did a road trip. It was amazing. I had such a great time. I met a lot of people. I have friends down there. I'll tell you something. The musicianship, like the musicians who play there, they are out of this world, like just out of this world. And I was so impressed. So for me, that side of it is fantastic. The one thing that I found, though, is that a lot of the music itself with artists sounds very similar. And that's where, how do you stand out when you're writing songs like everybody else is writing? So
Right.
Yeah.
you need to, that's where I really thank my producer who insisted on be you. Find out who you are. Don't idolize people and try and sound like them or try and write something like them. And, that's why these songs, yeah, I want to say they're me completely. They're not, they're me and him because he adds another element to it. And together, there's just something incredible that happens. And, I'm happy.
That's pretty awesome. And yeah, it is about being unique, and we try to do it here. And I've gotten the critique from people, oh, you drink beer on the show, you curse, you act ridiculous, you get sexist with your co-host. I'm like, you know what, though? I don't see a lot of people really doing it the way we do it. And that's what I like. It's all about being different and unique, which is great. And we admire you from doing it as well. Another little avenue that we want to talk about, you gave me some info on it. I looked into it. You also do motivational speaking. How did you get into that? What kind of topics do you address, etc.? Give us a little bit of that, because that's also very interesting stuff.
So, I always feel like Forrest Gump, he gets into things kind of by accident, like both in the situations I've gotten into of meeting people and experiences I've had, but even something like this with the motivational talking. So I've never planned that I was going to be a motivational speaker, but what happened was I went to go see a friend who was speaking. And as I watched her talking, I'm just like, I want to do this, because you have an opportunity to help people, in some ways. And what I do is not so much, I don't preach. What I do is I tell my story. And my story is one that, I'm a mom of 2 kids, and I worked my way up the corporate ladder. I was a station manager for a major airline in the Middle East and came back to Canada, left everything behind. Not my kids, though. They're here. And I started over here, still in the corporate world, but that's when I, decided to make this big change that everybody thought I was nuts. They're like, you have teenage kids and you want to be a rock star? Like, who does that? And, so I tell that story, and then I tell about the situations that have happened since. And it's not to name drop or tell people about Axl Rose and Steven Tyler. It's to show them what's possible, because people don't see it. You get into a routine in life, and it's kind of like your expectation that that's all you can get in your life. And it's like, you know what? If you just take a risk and take those chances and get outside of your bubble, it's unbelievable the world that exists outside of that. And trusting that you'll be okay. Because people are like, oh, money, it is that. Well, look what happened now. I just lost my full-time job. I did have a day job. And I was like, thank you. When they called me and said, you, unfortunately, because of what's going on, you won't be able to work here. I went, you know what? You are going to become one of my subjects in my talks, where I'm going to say the day you let me go was the best day of my life, because you gave me freedom to become, now I'm a full-time musician.
I like it.
So, and since then, it's just been like, go, 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 go. I work 24 hours a day on music, and I love it. I'm so happy.
What is the country music scene like out in? We know what it's like here. The country music scene gets bigger and bigger here. My wife's become huge into it, and she keeps trying to bring me to the concerts, and I've gone to some. But here it's like a giant tailgate, day-long party for one artist. What's it like in Canada? Is it mostly the same? Have you experienced any of these shows? Like, what is the scene out in Canada for country music?
Well, that's where I was kind of at odds with getting into country music. I remember having the discussion with my producer and saying, listen, I'm all about being honest and being genuine with people. I can't BS or like make a kind of persona of who I am when it's not, has nothing to do with me. And so
Sure.
I really wasn't comfortable with the idea of like country music, because I'm like, I didn't grow up on a farm. I don't drive a truck. I don't know anything about country life. And so
Nobody ever took their dog, you know.
No. My man never cheated on me. So, you know, I was like, I don't know if how am I going to do this? And even, you know, till now, a lot of the typical country shows, yes, it is like that. And I'm just like, but that's not me. You know, I'm not saying it's not good, because let me tell you, I've been to some of those shows. People go nuts. Like, they love it. And for me, that's incredible. People are so passionate about it. You know, it's like rock music. People go crazy. The same thing with country music. They're just a rowdy bunch of music-loving, beer-drinking, let's party. You know, they have a great time, and I love that. But one thing I found about the community of artists that I met here in Toronto, the camaraderie. People are so cool. You know, they're just like, and the same thing in Nashville, actually. When I went down there, people, you know, they're playing with some big names, and you'd never know it because they don't tell you. You know, they're not like, oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. People aren't like that. And country's kind of a different world in that way. People are very humble, and except me. So. Like, well, did you know I met Axl Rose?
No, that's so cool that we've had on a band, Jeff, the Dead South are from Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And they sound like, you know, dirty South. Like, it's crazy how that noise comes from, you know, a Canadian. Like, I know there's farms and stuff up there, but, you know, they're called the Dead South. That's their name, and their sound is amazing. So it's cool how people connect. And you know what? I want to hear it. I want to hear all of it. I'm here for it.
Sure.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned farms. I was just up in, like, before I got on here and we did the test, I just arrived home from an hour and a half away from Toronto. I'm looking for a piece of land, and somebody told me they have a friend who has a big piece of land to do a drive-in concert. So I found it. It's beautiful and it's so cool. You guys have to come up. We might do this seriously, like a drive-in festival with, you know, a bunch of country artists. But yeah, you know, so I'm getting my taste of the farm life now. But I have another story for you. Do we have time? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
We got time.
You're going to love this one. So, you know, I'm not someone who really, you know, of course it means a lot what people, fans, and, you know, your family and people around you, if they love what you're doing, it's great. But that doesn't determine, you know, whether I like it or not. If I'm proud of something, I'm proud of it. But again, with the country music, I was kind of sitting on the fence, you know, with my producer saying, I don't know, because I don't know how I'm going to make it my own, that it's me, it's a part of me. So I was on a plane going to Los Angeles to shoot my first music video. And I'm sitting on the plane, the flight attendant comes up to me and says, you know, what are you going to LA for? And just having a chat. And I said, I'm going to be shooting a music video. And she got all excited, like, oh my God, you're a singer. What kind of music do you do? I'm like, well, kind of country. And she goes, well, you know who's sitting right behind you? I'm like, no, who? And she goes, Billy Ray Cyrus. And
It's unbelievable how this happens.
I gotta hang out with you.
I know, right?
I told you, Forrest Gump. Like, I could make another Forrest Gump movie, the female Forrest Gump. I'm sitting on the plane. He's sitting behind me. He goes, why didn't you chat with him? I'm like, well, you know, being the Canadian I am, we don't do that. But I said, why didn't you ask him if he's okay? So he did. And he said, yeah, sure. And so we ended up chatting. And by the end of the flight, like before we're going to land, he's like, you know what? I really like you. I love what you're doing, that you're on your own. You're independent. You're flying out to LA to shoot a music video. It's crazy. He goes, send me some music. So he gave me his contact. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, sure, he's going to listen. So I sent the music anyways. I sent him a song, Pretty Little Thing.
Like, don't break my heart.
It's something called Achy Breaky Heart. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Don't tell it, Billy. Don't you break it.
Right? Well, I sent him a song, and like literally, I don't know, I think it was 2 hours later, I'm in the supermarket. And I get a text message, and it's from Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh,
and
my
like,
God.
this song is killer, and you can consider me your new fan. And I was jumping up and down in Target, the supermarket. I was just
Oh,
like,
my God.
if I ever needed a sign from the universe to tell me, do it. You're on the right track. That was it. Billy Ray Cyrus is telling me he's a fan. I'm good. Country it is.
A lot of signs.
Absolutely.
Totally.
You're like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
That's
you know, I
amazing.
mean, this is one simple story, but believe me, people sometimes are because their focus is somewhere else, they miss these signs and know, like somebody else might just be excited that they met Billy Ray Cyrus, right? But these are all things in our lives that are kind of teaching us and guiding us, and you have to understand what's the lesson in it. So, for example, even the story about Steven Tyler. So, you know, I was like always wondering, well, why was I on the stage? Like, why did it turn out that I wasn't sitting in the stadium? Instead, I happened to be on the stage. And I remember that there was a moment when I was standing up there, I looked over and I saw like 22,000 people. And I went, I'm here because when I have to stand on a stage in front of 22,000 people, I'm not going to be freaked out. This is like, now I know what it feels like. And, you know, I talk about in my motivational talk as well that a few months later, a long story short, I ended up meeting some Brazilian musicians. They invited me to Brazil to perform in their festival. And it was my like third performance ever. And I said, yes. I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, I always say yes and then figure it out later how I'm going to do this. So I went down, they learned my songs. I performed at this festival on this huge stage, you know, and yes, there wasn't 22,000 people, but the point is I felt comfortable. I knew how to move around and I wasn't like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? So everything is a lesson, you know, everything teaches you something and you have to understand it for what it's worth and not just be looking on a superficial level like, oh, I met Steven Tyler, you know, and I met Billy Cyrus. There's more to it. And that's actually what's really incredible.
That's awesome. We get nervous just the two of us sitting here watching you. Like we're nervous now. We get geeked, we get nervous. 22,000. If we had a show in front of 22,000 people, I'm pretty sure me and Joe would just be like,
no. I'll tell you something. And a lot of artists say this. It's harder to perform in front of a small crowd because people are staring at you and they're right there in front of you. The 22,000, you don't see people's faces, you know, not that I performed in front of 22,000, but I mean, I was standing up there on the stage. People are so far and it's not the same kind of thing. When you're in a small club, like all eyes are on you and you can see the eyes and that's a lot more intimidating. And, you know, for an artist to play a hometown show too, like when I play in Toronto, a lot of my friends, family, people come out and it's like, that's even more pressure. If I'm playing for people I don't know, then if I mess up, it doesn't matter, you know, it's all good.
So what are some of your favorite places to play at in Toronto and LA?
Well, I mean, there's a legendary place here called the Horseshoe Tavern, which is really cool. The Dakota Tavern. There's not a lot of country places per se in downtown Toronto. You have to kind of go out into the country. I haven't done a lot of that. I will tell you something incredible that I got to play was the Whiskey A Go-Go. And that was really cool, you know, because that to me is like legendary. And thanks, Andrew. I got to play the Whiskey A Go-Go, and that was like my second show ever.
Oh, wow.
Just saying yes to it, you know, without really knowing. At the time I didn't really know many musicians in LA, and I'm like, how am I going to play there? I'm like, you know what, just say yes and figure it out. And you know, that's why everything always works out eventually. Just do it.
So we like to do special things on our show. We like to throw a little curveball at our guest. Really put them on the spot a little bit. As you know, we did top 5 Canadian that we like. I'm going to give you, now let's say tomorrow you get a call and the Suzy Kory Festival is going up in Toronto.
Ooh, yeah.
You get a festival, you get 5 bands, musicians, artists, whatever, to perform at your festival. Give us your 5. Doesn't have to be in order, but just 5 bands that are going to, of course, you're the headline. But 5 opening acts to the Suzy Kory Canadian Country Festival.
I think we can guess too.
Well, that's where there's going to be a problem because it's probably going to be mostly rock artists.
That's okay. So it's the Suzy Kory Music Festival.
Country rock. That's why, I eventually decided I was a country rock artist because I was like, okay, I can sit on the fence with that one. It can go either way. Yeah. So, I love Casey Musgraves. She's country.
Okay.
Dolly Parton. I want Dolly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the old ones. Like, I'd want Emily Lou Harris, Linda Ronstadt. I need one more, right?
Oh, Ronstadt. John Denver.
Yeah, if he was around.
That was my first concert.
Wow.
Right before. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you saw him before the crash.
Yeah. Like I was, yep. That was his last tour. But,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, you know what? Sorry, on a different subject, but kind of on what you're talking about with the bands. I love like Southern rock a lot too, as much as rock. So Leonard Skinner, the Allman Brothers. Yeah. They are the bands that I adore. I think they're crazy and they're just amazing performers. So raw. There's a rawness to it.
I'm looking at the list. I would go to the show. I would go to this. Absolutely. I love Dolly Parton.
It's gonna happen. Jeff's gonna come. So
yeah, no, it's even if just me and Joe were sitting out there, this has to happen.
It's funny when you guys were doing your lists. I was expecting like the typical ones. So yeah, like a Justin Bieber or Bryan Adams or
I do like Bryan Adams.
Shania.
weird.
So yeah, it was an interesting list, but you didn't choose just musical artists. It was, but just for the record, I like Jules' list better.
Oh,
I just see how it works. I always announce that I win, but I never win. Everybody likes Jules' list better. I get hate mail and all from my friends.
Backpedaling once she named me as number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because I normally do that, and then it's I normally do it, and I missed tonight.
But I don't know if you know the show Letterkenny, but it just like blew up. It was on Crave, and now it's on Hulu. But I love it. I was going to see those guys. They were going to come around Philly and do like a interactive comedy tour. Is that like relevant to your area? Do people act like that? Really? I know it's like Ontario where they're located.
Well, you know what? Like, I mean, there is some truth to it, but what they do is exaggerate it, right?
Yeah.
Extreme. But because it is a funny behavior, and yes, there are people who behave like that, but they take it to like the next level to make it even more comedic. But yeah
different groups.
So South Park, isn't that real? Like that doesn't happen?
That's in Denver.
It is. I thought South Park was in Canada. Oh, don't mind me.
No, it's in Denver. Well, I met this girl in college, and she was from Utah, and that's where Napoleon Dynamite was based off of. And she's like, man, that is really like it is in Utah, like Napoleon Dynamite. Everyone acts like that. So I had to ask you if you knew any like people who had that vernacular, say like, that's a Texas size 10-4, good buddy, or if they talk like that. Snow language. I love it.
Oh man, that's.
But
awesome.
again, there's always truth to even comedy. They get it from somewhere. It does exist, but blow it up and make it, more funny.
Well, we would love to come visit you and see you live because that's what we like to do. And wherever you're at, just let us know. We'll get there somehow when this all blows over. I tried to look up flights to Canada. They said no out of country right now.
No out of country.
Damn it.
Well, I found out that you can non-essential travel is not allowed by ground, but you can actually fly. So, yeah, my
not far.
At the airport. So I know the people who work at the airport, the customs, because we do U.S. customs here, right? Before you get to the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah. So I talk to the customs officers. I'm like, are you letting people through? And they're like, yeah, even non-essential by air is fine. But if you're driving, you can't.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to open up again July 21st. So July 22nd, expect me at your home.
Yeah.
We got spare bedrooms and all. We're open here.
No, honestly, I'd love to meet you guys. We have to do it for real. Like we'll do this, we'll do this again, but in person.
Yeah, and there's so many great places to play, like right here, and we're very close to the coast and New York, so we would love to have you.
It's always comfortable. We'll show you the town. We'll introduce. Well, you're not really a drinker. I'll also introduce you to my beer and some of the local venues to play. We would love that. But you did say something that is dear to our heart. You said we could do this again. We would love to. If you find your way here, we usually have a studio that we sit in. It's all nice and professional, and we don't blurp and bleep and freeze.
I'm literally in my bedroom, and I'm like, okay, let me just put this. It's not even mine. Oh, there it is. My son's ukulele.
I love it.
Just so I can look musical, you know?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we do here at the Yo Show. For you, like true Suzy fans, you're spending the night in her bedroom. That's how we do it here.
This is how I get sexy.
Hey, it worked for me.
Yeah.
Rick Edwards looks happy to be in your bedroom. He gave you three days. Oh my God, that is awesome. So again, Love Revolution is the song. If you're looking at the scroll down the bottom, Apple Music, Spotify, all these great radio stations. I see you blowing it up. www.suzykory.com. It's S-U-Z-I Kory. Unlike some asshole got it wrong earlier today. SUZI-Kory.com. Again, Apple Music, Spotify. You can find her on Instagram, Suzy Kory, Twitter, Suzy Kory. It's a great name. It's an easy name. It's a fun name. The smile, incredible. Personality, even better than we ever hoped. The song is amazing. We would like to, of course, welcome you back anytime. Suzy Kory, thank you so much for spending time with us tonight on the Yo Show.
Bye, guys. I love you.
We love you. Oh, again, I know you heard it earlier. I'm going to say it again. I thank you a million times for the personalized singing of Happy Birthday on my messenger before we even knew each other. By heart. That was lovely.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Seriously, this has been so fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope you had as much fun as I anticipated.
And no beer consumed on my end.
On your end. I'm on about my fourth, but that's okay. Again, Suzy Kory, www.suzykory.com. Love Revolution is the amazing new single. Apple Music, Spotify, all those great music sites. Check it out right now. And Suzy, will talk to you real soon. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.
Oh, gracious. I love her, Joel. The smile is, it's just so upbeat and positive, and that's what we like from our guests. That's what we like from our artist. I'm just blown away. I'm blown away about the stories. The stories are so real.
How
and amazing. You're freezing, Joel.
Your passion. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Am I freezing?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. No, I got you now.
Follow your passion, and you just go straight to LA and go to Axl Rose's house and just run right into him. I bet Lana was jealous. She has a song called Axl Rose Husband.
Really?
Oh,
you should Google Lana Del Rey's house, and maybe you'll go. We'll get Suzy to go because she's got the knack. And
well, I was going to say that, but I ran out of time. I think she bought a house in Malibu just to be close to Axl Rose because that's where her house is too. So yeah. Next time I'm in Malibu. It's also Memorial, I like to say, but her stories were crazy.
I know. I can't lie. I would probably want to geek out to Axl Rose too. I would probably knock on the door and
faint.
I'm gonna let you go, Suzy. I see you watching back there. I'm gonna let you go so you be free from us and not get involved in all the nonsense we're about to do. I feel so bad. It says kick from studio. Like I don't want to kick her out, but I feel bad to make her sit there and watch us for the next half hour. But that was awesome. Suzy Kory, again, you see all the scroll down the bottom, Apple Music, Spotify, a lot of great radio stations up in Canada are playing it. And the Apple Music list is one of their top new country singles. So she's been really blowing up, and she's excited about it, dedicated to it. She's going to be a star. I get the feeling. She's, she's the next wave of country music.
Absolutely. I didn't get... We good? Sorry, I keep going in and out.
Yeah, I know. It happens.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
But she's playing on all the major country radio stations up there. She's just blowing up right now. So if go on YouTube, go on Spotify, like you said, Apple Music, and go listen to more of her stuff. I know our audio doesn't really do it justice, but great song, great artist, and a great person. See, that's why I made her my number one. She's great.
She is great, and we already got the Facebook message. You guys are just so awesome. Had so much fun. We had fun, and that is what I love about this program. When you have the guest on, you have a great time with them, and they just keep messing you afterwards and telling how great it was, and we love it, man. Like I said, and she just keeps on the dream of inspiring. Ask anybody. Try to get people you love. Try to get some of your favorite guests. We've done it. Like you've done it with Pat Sparks, and I did it with Steve Howie, and I said my girls of the '80s, and
Never
Nancy
know.
Valens, and the Bobby Browns, and Erica Leniaks, and Betsy Russell. Right? You never do know. You just ask. I saw today. I don't know if you're too familiar with her as an actress, but I always look into Jimmy Star, Dr. Jimmy Star, of course, his show with Ron Russell, out on the coast, big show, millions of views, one of the biggest shows, and an inspiration to us here. Um, I actually would like to try and get him on sometime and interview him. I'd love to have him on here.
That'd be cool.
That would be great. Today he had on Adrienne Barbeau. You familiar with Adrienne Barbeau?
No.
Maybe not. Big 70s actress.
Okay.
And 80s. She was in a Cannonball Run, was one you might know.
Oh, okay.
Right. She was the brunette. They let the boobs hang out. She was on the show Maude with P.
Oh, yeah.
Arthur.
Maude.
Right. She
Remember
was
that?
the daughter of Maude. And she's done a lot of great stuff. And I've always been a fan.
Wow, that's cool.
And she was on their show today. I missed it. Sorry, Jimmy. I ran with a million and one things I got to do. I missed it, but I definitely want to catch a replay. But that's like the kind of people, like there are people out there who have been there and who want to keep telling their story. And there's people that are getting there, like Suzy. She's getting there slowly but surely, wants to tell her story. I'm all ears, man. We love that.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And just and every generation, I feel like we went from Anson Williams to like our girl Bella. So it's just like we span that range, and you talk to these amazing people, and it really just I mean, and it inspires us. Like we love it. We're just so happy to talk to you all. Suzy tonight was amazing. I need some motivation for my life, so I'm gonna look to Suzy for that now. But it's just you do never know, and that one yes will make up for 100 no's. You know what I mean? Because it just takes that one person to say yes, and then you feel like you did something, and you should be proud of yourself that you even tried.
Absolutely. And I've seen like I just see her posts and I see her getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, you know what? I would love to spend a few minutes to have her on a show. I messaged her. She said yes. Obviously tonight went amazing, and that's what we'd love to do here. We're doing it again next Wednesday, like we do it every Wednesday night. We have a local country/pop is how she describes her music. Again, local girl, Philly area, Jody Valentine, or Jody Lynn, as she goes around on Facebook. Jody Valentine, I'm very excited for that. She's got a big following, and she is big into her music. She's got a new album coming out in July. And she's going to be here next week. We're going to talk. She wanted to do studio so bad, Jewel, and I really wanted to get her in the studio, but still look like we're quite there yet. So we'll have her on this way. We'll try to find a way to get her music played and have it played decently, hopefully. But Jody Valentine, if you're local, if you're a fan, if you're out there listening, next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, right here on the Oak Show, where me and Jewel
I'm so excited for that. We love our local people. Suzy just texted me. She's the sweetest ever.
I know.
Message me.
You just can't help but love her. And I said it to her, and like, I try to be humble, Jeff. At the same time, I get giddy, Jeff. And I even told her, I said, pay no mind, we geek out. And I just want to tell her how infectious she is. Her smile, just like it's motivating. And she said, "There's rarely a picture of me not smiling." I feel that. That's the way it should be.
Still nervous.
I'll wait till you stop freezing. You're currently freezing, so we give it a second or two and take it down a notch. I think we might have lost Jewel altogether. So we'll get into the topic thing. Jody Lynn, I see you commenting some stuff. We're very excited to have you on next week. Let's get into some topics of discussion.
Blanking out
Are you
here?
there? A little bit, yeah. Like you've been frozen in that same position for. There you go. You got a little move. I know, you know.
Really?
There you go.
I'm sorry.
You're back. Now you're like in fast motion.
My hair? Sorry.
Yeah, we got you. That's okay. Not a problem. You understand how it happens. Like I said, soon enough. I've been talking to people about equipment and potential moves and all that good stuff. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have a show here with the return of hockey. We're going to bring back our hockey guy, Mark Zamaro, and his former partner on the Broad Street Bully podcast, Tyler. They're going to do like a round table of hockey. I know, Jewel, you're excited because you're a big hockey fan. But they're going to come on and we discuss maybe in addition to equipment, if we can't get into a studio to kind of run it out. So we'll see what we can do with them. That's a couple of weeks. I'm really going to talk some sports before it gets off and running. Mark is a hockey guru, so we're going to have them back on. We're going to talk about the hockey and the playoffs and etc. Meanwhile, on the topics, because that's what me and Jewel do here, we talk about things that we're familiar with and you people might be familiar with. And let's start with something that puzzled me, Jewel. I was stumped by this. I'm not a big fan of this. Some people love it and tell them I'm way off base. Michael Keaton is allegedly supposed to return in the role of Batman, possibly Bruce Wayne. Now, I heard like there's a new Flash movie coming out where Keaton might play Bruce Wayne. Also heard that there's movies coming out where he will play a Batman role.
What's the difference?
Well, in the Flash one, he's supposed to be just Wayne. And he's like a mentor. But there's someone who's actually going to be like Batman. He's currently 68 years old.
The show or the movie?
Movie. There's going to be a
show?
Flash movie.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
Right.
Look, in the cartoons, Bruce Wayne ages. He's a fighter. Even in the last Justice League movie, like, he gets old. He's not like an alien like Superman or Wonder Woman. Like, he gets old. Wonder Woman's a demigod. She was made from like Zeus and sand.
So
Superman's an alien. Right? So Bruce Wayne is a human. He's just rich and he has gadgets. So that makes total sense. And Michael Keaton, I am so here for that. Like, that's amazing. I love the 1990 Batman. You don't want to see Batman like that, but then I know, but like the new like Darkwing and Robin, they all follow him up. So they're like his successors. So yeah, Batman gets old. And he doesn't come back like Superman did.
Do you want to see a set of 70-year-old balls playing Batman? Michael Keaton's going to be 70 by the time these movies get rolling.
I can't see it being like, oh, I'm old Batman and let me fight. Like, no, he's just going to depict that older Batman that has aged. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. I'm a DC girl. Like, my sisters are Marvel, so yeah. I'm DC. I'm totally.
I was okay with, and I'm going to say okay, with the first Michael Keaton Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Over the top, a little campy, cartoony when you saw what the Christian Bale Batman movies did. And for me, that's the Batman series. But I wasn't opposed to Keaton. It's everything around him I thought kind of sucked. The Vicky Vale character wasn't great. The Jack Nicholson was a little too over the top. The second movie was terrible. And then from there with the Kilmer and the Clooney is garbage.
Right.
And I love Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton's a great actor. He's been in a lot of great stuff. But he's going to be 70.
I know. So you don't want to get down the steps. You don't want to see it?
I'm going to see it.
I hope the Flash movie's good. The kid who plays the Flash is not who I expected. I expected the dude, not Shazam, but the other kid who was in Shazam. He was just in another horror movie too. Ready or Not? It's, what the hell's his name? He's Seth Rogen on the show. Someone help me out. But I thought he was going to be the Flash. But that kid does a good job as the Flash. And yeah, I can't see Michael Keaton's part being like huge. Just a part of the story. Like Joker. Like he runs into the little Bruce Wayne, like a little cameo like that.
Okay. I can buy that. Like, I'm not anti Michael Keaton. I want to make it the wrong. I love Michael Keaton as an actor. I think he's great.
Can they cast someone else as Wonder Woman, please? Like someone with muscles? What the hell?
You don't like Gay? I love her.
No.
I think she's terrific.
She's had her, 3-4 movies, like, let's get a beast in there, like Gina Carano. She's a beast.
Beast. How big you want somebody to be?
Went out with Superman.
All right.
Well, not a skinny model. That's not Wonder Woman. That is Harley Quinn. That is Supergirl. But Wonder Woman is a goddamn 6'5" Amazon muscular buxom lady. You have to believe that she's going to kick some ass.
I got to tell you, for all the regular Jewel Tatey fans that watch this episode every week, you got to see Jewel Tatey as Wonder Woman. That, my friends, that's Wonder Woman.
See, I don't have muscles though. I'm just big.
Yeah, but you're not big. You're for what you are. You're tall for a female, and the costume is just fitting. You don't have to be like, brr, but you're just like the presence of you in the costume is like that's what we should be seeing.
It's a nice change to see that too. Like, and as looking up to Wonder Woman as a young girl, you want to see a woman. You don't want there's a million stick in figures, but not like Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman has a body. Like you need that as a role model for some people.
Can I show you my choice for Wonder Woman? I found this picture. Here's where I want to play Wonder Woman. Canadian model Laurence Spitzer as Wonder Woman.
I guess she's still kind of skinny though.
Look at them tattoos.
Look up Gina Carano. Gina Carano. She was in Deadpool.
Oh, wait. Did she play the girlfriend?
No.
Oh, she was the
bad chick.
Right,
the evil Rosie O'Donnell.
The buzz hair chick?
No. Oh my goodness. I'll show you. Hang on.
Give me the name. Or you could bring up the name.
I'll
Gina, spell that for me. Gina. Gina.
We're
there
both
it is,
looking
right there.
it up.
Gina Carano. Well, I'm looking it up because I could actually put it on the screen for everybody to see.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the disadvantages I have here. Baby, look at this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your hats here on the Yo Show because I'm going to show you this. This is fantastic. Was she an actress?
Yes, and she was a fighter, and she went out with Superman. Like it's perfect. I don't know how.
Henry Cavill. I heard it. Don't want to blow us off. He's busy right now. This is her. It's kind of sexy. A little beef, not too beefy. I like that.
She's a fighter. Believable.
I like her shorts. They're pretty sexy.
Shorts.
She can be Wonder Woman, but she's got to wear this outfit. To me, Wonder Woman is always Linda Carter. I've reached out to Linda Carter so many times to come on the show, and
she's OJ.
She is OJ, dude. And she's not really girthy or muscular, but she's, like I said, like I described you, she's tall and just like this presence of a woman with like a great build for the costume, like perfect.
Yeah, she's just gorgeous.
Yeah, she's still she got a beautiful daughter and everything. Let's talk. I'm going to hit you with some questions. I need you to answer them for me in your best possible direct short answer.
Okay. You're
driving a car, right? You're driving a car. You come up to a traffic light. Now the light is red. What does a red light mean?
Stop.
Stop. What does the yellow light mean? Vaguely, like everybody always has.
Slow down.
Slow her down.
Through it.
Caution or speed through it. Caution.
If you're not braking as you're coming up to it, go past it.
Right. What does green mean?
Go.
Go. And there's a lead into this. A lot of states are starting to go into what is known as the quarantine and the green phase. And green phase, what we're being told, is what's going on now. But to me, it's not really a green phase because, going to open bars, you got to sit 6 feet away from people, got to wear a mask, all these precautions. So that doesn't really mean go. That, to me, is still yellow. Green, to me, is going to strip clubs and stick dollar bills in girls' asses with your teeth. That's full go. That's green stage. That's no restrictions. Are you confused by this at all? Am I overthinking it?
Yeah. And I think, honestly, I think everyone should be in the yellow a little bit longer. If we're going to do that, if we're going to live this way, like, why not make it yellow a little longer? Because you are right. In the definition of Governor Wolf's guidelines, green is still having enforcements in place. So, yeah, I agree with you there. And when I go to work, I went back to work and now I'm back home this week. Go figure.
I still didn't get that. That was weird.
The restrictions, Yeah, it's the way of life now. I don't understand, and it's almost like play at your own risk. If you go to the beach, people might be careful, people might not be careful. So it's really like it's up to you to go. If it is green or yellow or whatever, but it's just crazy because they are opening everything like right before 4th of July in the, Philly, Jersey area. So what are we to do?
I don't know. I'm like running out of answers. I was in Walgreens today. Went to Walgreens. I started getting back into like working out a little bit and doing some exercise and trying to get a little better.
Go you! What?
I'm not getting any younger, man. I'm like an hour a day worth of treadmill and some light weights. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Might be proud of me. I'm gonna do some outdoor activity this weekend.
Dude,
oh my God,
just a little workout every day. Go you. Proud of you.
I do thank you very much. I do at least an hour a day, if not a little better. So I went to Walgreens to get 81 milligrams. Supposedly 81 milligrams is good for the heart and the blood flow. So I got the 81 milligram aspirin.
Taking vitamins. Look at you.
Look at you. This poor old man walks in, looks at us in line, freezes, runs out the door. I didn't know what happened. He forgot his mask. He went to the car, got his mask, and walked back in. That guy, that's probably like a day's worth of walking for this guy. I mean, like, does this end? Does the mask end?
I know. I don't want my parents to go anywhere. Like, I really don't. I'm like, oh, stuff's opening. And they're like, yeah, we're still not going anywhere. I'm like, it makes me sad, but I want them to be careful. And I'm trying to be as careful as I can. And it's still an unknown right now. There's no vaccine as of yet. And we're just, like, we have some numbers, but you can't really go by that. You still have to be responsible. You still have to be careful. You know what got me? I went to Rita's, and I used to work at Rita's when I was a teenager, and all the girls in Rita's are sweating their asses off, like wearing these masks, and there's these like grown men coming up, not wearing masks. Like, dude, if you're not gonna wear a mask, then give space. Like, you can't be all up in the window, like breathing on these young girls. You know what I mean? Like, I felt bad for them, and it wasn't just one; it was like a couple. So I was really uncomfortable. Gave a large tip, but still, it's like the unknown. Like, you give to that person, they take it home to their family. Like, just be respectful of people. If you're going to be face to face that close, like throw on your mask then. Like, you don't have to wear it all the time. Just throw it on when you're in close contact. Like going up to Rita's goddamn window.
Goddamn window. Not just Rita's window. Rita's goddamn window. So I don't know what kind of TV watcher you are, but a couple of shows that have been announced are coming out for new seasons. I know my wife's excited. Lucifer returns.
Lucifer down in the morning.
It's a good show. Lucifer's a good show. That returns for season 6. And Cobra Kai, of course, the old Karate Kid spinoff returns, and it's coming to Netflix. It's coming to Netflix now. First couple seasons of this Cobra Kai
on Netflix too, right?
Yep. New Netflix Lucifer season 6. My wife would easily leave me for that guy to play Lucifer. He's a hot dude. So why not? Are either any of these shows on your agenda? Yeah.
I tried to watch. I tried to watch 10 minutes of Lucifer. I'm like, nope, can't get into it. It just seems kind of corny.
It's okay.
You know what else I tried to watch? Hannibal.
No,
I heard that was good, or it gets good.
A lot of people keep trying to force share Ozark, which I hear is amazing. My wife still watches Riverdale.
Ozark. Nope, can't watch that. Ozark, Jason Bateman annoys me.
What? I love Jason Bateman. But I won't watch Ozark.
Just can't. What was I just watching? That was pretty good. Oh my god. You know what's on HBO right now? Josie and the Pussycats. Me and Joey watched that last night. We were like rocking out. It is still a freaking funny movie. Parker Posey, there's so many good people in that.
Yeah.
Posey, and they had like a good soundtrack. And it's trying to be like subliminal, and it's so about, 2000s pop music being subliminal, like Backstreet Boys and all that. But God, I love that song. The song came on. I knew every word like by heart. Josie and the Pussycats.
I don't know.
That was like the only movie Tara Reid was funny in. Tara Reid cracked me up in that movie.
Was that before the floppy boob or?
Yeah. It was Tara Reid, Rachel, what's her name? Rosario Dawson, and Rachel. Who's Josie? What's her name?
Rachel McAdams. Rachel Bilson. Rachel.
No,
Rachel from Batman. Rachel!
No, she's all that Rachel.
Oh, she's so cute too. Rachel, oh my God,
really cute.
She's adorable. Let me see.
And she can sing.
You know what sucks? Like,
real band.
We really need somebody to do our homework for us as we're talking. Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook. There you go.
I love her. So cute. She told that was a good flick too. So the one topic I want to cover, and I know we've been talking about it for a few weeks, and we blew it up 2 weeks ago, but I want to get back on because I've been reading it over and over again all over Facebook, and I'm going to touch you with this too. The beard, the return of the beard. Now, when I got into this beard growing stage, I was like, I got nothing else to do. I'm not going anywhere. Why shave? But I keep reading that the beard is a big deal. Are you into the beard, Jewel Tatey?
I mean, I have nothing against, like, my personal preference. Beards can be too much at times, I feel. When they get down to this, that's a good length.
It's not bad. Needs to be trimmed.
Go any further with that. That's just me. That's my personal preference. But if you have a little lady jam going here, then bring him in.
I got no lady jam. I think
Brian Harvey's on the wrong one. He keeps commenting on mine. I know you guys have a rapport, so he's talking about a vaccine. But if you want to reach out to Brian Harvey, chime in about this.
Are you hearing it, Brian? We're talking beards here, and some people are on the wrong thing. That I know some of the regular commenters are on the wrong avenue.
It's just my thing, so I'm not as popular. Apparently, I have a big joke tonight.
You're great, Tony. You're great as always. You're the heartbreaker. That is your new nickname. I'm going to use that.
I'm getting comments. You don't even know.
Oh, I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine. That's right. That's our Jewel. We had some fella come in with a nasty comment who got deleted. A guy who apparently messes us up. He messed us about coming on the show, and I just missed it. But we have to be ignorant about it.
Yo, if we don't get to you, give us time. We're people like you.
We're human. We'll get there.
We have an intern, but she isn't doing her job at the moment.
She's the worst. Fire for getting me started.
She's watching Joey. That's all I can ask for.
That's currently her job. I showed you this earlier while Suzy was on. I'm going to show it to everybody again because this is my new pride and joy. As you know, I got to show. I'm a massive Guns N' Roses fan. I've been hunting down Guns N' Roses. You can still get Axl relatively cheap, but I did get my man Slash. This is the
Very
Slash
cute.
Funko Pop number 51. Thank you very much. I got some bids on Duff. Duff is kind of hard to find. It's been vaulted, as they say. It means they've stopped production. So you got to go on like eBay and all and pay a decent dollar for Duff. But because of urgency, they don't have a drummer. They got Axel, Slash, and Duff.
That's cool.
Well, Steven Adler's a crackhead. No, I love
I
Steven
got
Adler.
a Nirvana one. It was like
Yeah?
a FYE exclusive. Gave to my friend.
Why
Probably wasn't
didn't you keep
appreciated. I should have. You know what?
Yeah, you should have. I mean,
I need a
Funko
little
Pop.
Bruce one. How cute would that be? I saw an Eminem one, and it's so cute. It's got like angry eyes, a little microphone. I need that.
Are these Funko Pop?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to look them up right now. I'm going to see if I don't know if they have a Bruce. I'm going to be honest with you. Bruce.
I need Lana, Bruce, Eminem, and Sia, and be happy.
They don't have a Bruce Springsteen.
I saw the Eminem one on my Pinterest. I think someone actually made it.
Yeah, they did.
It
They
was
don't
just
have
on
an
one
original.
line.
Wow, not original Eminem either. Weird. Like the ones they make and the ones they don't make. Like I collect the sports ones, music ones like Slash. My buddy Christian, we're actually going out tomorrow and doing some hunting. Do some secret toy stores and stuff to find some fun ones because I like to collect them. He got me a Def Leppard one. One of the guys from Def Leppard,
Aw,
which is cool. That's cool.
that's
stuff.
cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Your friends
Not
getting you
cute.
Funko Pops.
He called me. He's like, I'm at Target. They got like Def Leppard. I'm like, get it. Unfortunately,
this- Oh, dude,
the
I
Queen
need
one
this.
for like years ago. What is it?
This one's getting a little middle finger. Yeah, I need that one.
Who's that?
It's Eminem who's giving the middle finger.
Yeah, that's a Funko Pop. I don't know why I didn't list it, but I'll look for it.
I
I'll
think
keep my
people
eye.
make these. Like,
Maybe
cool would that
somebody with the Guns N' Roses. A guy was selling on eBay a whole set, and there's a Steven Adler. I'm like, there is no Steven Adler. He made his own Steven Adler, like Funko
oh,
Pop.
okay.
It's pretty cool.
I want a Funko Pop of myself.
I want a Funko Pop of me too. The Yo-Show Funko Pops.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I want the big beard on mine now.
So how far are you going with this beard?
I don't
Wanna
know,
go?
man. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it at least till I get a call to go back to some kind of job. But whenever that might be.
Makes sense.
I'm doing it though. It's fun. It's fun to
Just
play
gonna
with.
get a bunch of tattoos.
I tell you what, tattoos are next. I kind of want to do one on the show when I have a tattoo artist come on the show, but I don't know when that's coming up. Been talking to Emily Cipriano. I told her when the doors open to the Pole Academy, we're going to be there. And we're going to be climbing poles on the O show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to be boxing at Witherspoons. We're going to be climbing poles. But the beauty of it is, Steve, here's the beauty of it all. If the O show goes to like the PA Pole Academy and you don't feel like climbing a pole, you can just work the mic and just mock me the whole time I'm climbing the pole.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Because I have really laid out to Emily. I told her I'm going up on the pole. And you know Emily, she's got no qualms about opening my arms to me running up the pole.
Oh my god. Yep, you have fun with that.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Good lord. Have you ever been on a pole?
Yes. I did. And I climbed all the way to the top and I made my way down. Of course, it was probably about like 8 or 9 years ago. I don't know how my body's holding up now.
You have experience.
Big
It's not
time,
upper
baby.
body strength.
Yeah. Big time professional pole climber. I'm going to get into Witherspoon because Tim said he's going to spar at me in the ring. Now that is going to be fun.
That, yeah. I'll get in the ring. Totally.
Tim kicked my ass in the ring. Are you getting in the ring? Me and you should box.
Okay.
I know I got it. Telling you.
I'm here for that.
Tattoos. The tattoo one scares you. I'm going to get hit with that needle and I'm going to scream like a bitch right on the show. I know.
It's not that bad.
Stop. How many tattoos you have?
2.
Yeah? Where?
I have this. This was painful because you can't like. can't really clench anything with your fist. Joey Ray.
I was going to say that's Joey. Okay.
And then I have a elephant tattoo on my ankle. See, the bone hurts. I heard your foot's very painful.
Yeah,
The ribs.
Cassie's first one's dead on her foot.
Yeah, that has to hurt. But where are you getting it? Your arm?
I don't know. Probably. I want this, like on my arm. Like on.
You should start on your arm. You're a dude. You should start on your arm.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna get. It's either my arm or my
Getting your
testicles.
logo.
Yeah, I like it. Right between your boobs, like a chest plate, chest piece. What do they call that?
No, like Rihanna's.
Boob tattoo.
You're
That
up.
was the other thing. That's the other thing that was part of the subject, and I kind of dropped it. But like beards with women right now become like boobs to men. Like I've seen women be like, "If you ain't got a beard, don't bother." I'm like, not really. Like is that big a deal? It's hair. Like
I never judged a dude by his beard. Tom
right.
said, "All tattoos hurt. Don't let anyone tell you different."
Who said that?
They're not that bad. Tom Nussbuckle
What did he say? I missed it.
said all tattoos hurt, no matter where.
Thank you,
I
Tom.
think it does depend on where.
And Tom's like a dude, you know what I mean? Like Tom's like this weenie guy. Tom's a dude. And he said it hurts. I've seen Tom out back in the house
Well,
party.
women have higher pain tolerance.
Damn, man. It sounds painful now.
Guys can't take pain.
Pretty much. I'm going on my butt.
There you go.
But like a lot of people are tuning into the Jewel portion of the show. I've got like limited comments here. Telling you, people tune into the show to see.
Don't be a punk.
I am being a punk. I know, dude. I am. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it on the show. I'm gonna have a tattoo artist walk into the studio and buzz me, right? I'm gonna get in the studio.
I'll get one. Get one.
Yeah? Oh, damn.
You know what? I wanted to get a big quote, but now I second guess it. And if you ever second guess a tattoo, don't do it. I thought about mine for years before I got each of them. So
I don't plan on it. The wife likes it.
I'll draw you one. I do draw them up. So if you need help.
Okay. Like she went from one. She went from one on her foot to like 4 on her body within like a couple weeks' time. I like it.
That's good. As long as it doesn't interfere with your work. Like I have to cover this when I go to work, my day job.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got some big clients. You can't be all tatted up, apparently.
No comment. I think all tatted up is the wave of the future. Speaking of all tatted up, I'm going to show this picture again with Laurence Bedard, Canadian
model.
model.
Can you not put me in the same? Okay.
Look at her.
I don't need to be in the same frame.
Look at all her tattoos. She's tattooed from like top to bottom, and I think that's.
She doesn't even look real. She looks like a Barbie.
Barbie. I mean, no. This one might be touched a little bit, but look at all the tattoos. There's someone right in the middle that says "Overcome." It's a lot of tattoos.
It's like she overcame a lot.
I like to overcome a little bit of stuff.
You know, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, I guess if you have the body that snaps back like that, you can get a tattoo anywhere. But if you don't, like chest tattoos and stomach tattoos, guess what? If you've got a baby, that shit stretches. You better hope it goes back.
How about this tattoo here? Look. That's our old friend, Brianna Dale. Like, right in her butt. Look at that giant butt
She had a baby. What the hell? What am I doing with my life?
But I mean, like, and she had said on the show, she's not paper thin. I'd rather be paper thin. I'm not paper thin. I'm fat. P-H-A-T. How about Gina Carano? She got any tattoos? I don't see any. Is she tattooless?
She's a beast. I don't know. That was many years ago, so maybe.
How about Ryan Reynolds? You got any tattoos?
I don't know.
I'm having a great time using these pictures again. It's great.
Do you know
Here's
who did a amazing cover-up job? Like Eminem and 8 Mile, they covered all his tattoos. You couldn't even tell.
Really?
That makeup they use.
Yeah. All right, one more picture of people who may or may not have tattoos. You tell me yes or no. Yeah, look at those beasts. I love those people.
2 between us. What a...
And that douche on the right hand guy. Look how wrinkly my shirt is. I just realized. Oh my
You're
God,
wrinkly.
that's a high quality camera. That shirt looks like a disaster.
It is.
Jules, great picture of you. It is a terrific.
No. No.
Yeah, yeah.
We need a redo.
Yeah, certainly do. Had a good time. I had all these pictures of Suzy Kory too that I took that I going to use tonight. There, I know she's adorable. This one's my favorite. I like the cowboy hat.
It's
She's
cute.
awesome. It's cute. It was awesome. She was great. Really good time. Had a great time with her tonight. Suzy Kory again. www.suzy with an I Kory.com. Suzy Kory. Joy misspelled her name.
You suck.
And I gave her like this show like preview with her picture in the screen. I took a picture. I'm like, isn't this great? She's like, oh, I love it. She missed it. I'm like, oh my God, misspelled your name. She's like, well, at least you caught it.
Oh,
She was even kind enough not to tell me, hey, fucker, misspelled my name.
oh, that's
I told
awesome.
her, don't be afraid to attack. If I misspell,
She's such a sweetheart.
she's great. Oh, that
All
was
right, so
terrific.
I had a topic. Well, I had like a couple topics. I don't know where they went. But the
Ones you were sending to me.
world's oldest golden retriever just turned 20 years old.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And it's just like, ugh, my dog's going to be 10 on the 4th of July. And I'm going to cry. But she's doing great. Like, I just took her to the vet. She got a clean bill of health. She doesn't have any arthritis. Like, I can't ask for anything more.
I should read that on the show.
He can't listen to me.
I'm listening, but I just got handed a letter from all states. So,
Oh.
can I buy gym flooring and a squat rack and weights and a bar for the gray spare bedroom? What do you think, Jewel? Telling you, we're a fitness house now. We're fitness now. We're
That's
going on the
good.
couch, laughing and snorting. It is good. Ladies and gentlemen, making a special guest appearance on the Yo Show. Let's give it up for my wife, Cassie, who's like turning bright red.
Hey.
She's not coming on. Get on over here. The view just went up by a couple. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Cassie, our dear friend.
Hey.
I can't find her face because I'm on the outside. So she did, in fact, get the beer to our neighbor. See, that's what we do on the Yo Show. The neighbor comes out and comments on the show that she wants a beer. I say, contact my wife. She comes over. My wife comes downstairs, gets a beer. That's how we do it here.
Nice.
We're a multifaceted show. And I get these letters about rearranging the house.
Yeah, we need a gym now. Because people don't trust going to gyms.
That was one of the, we won a raffle. And I told you this, at Murphy's Beef and Ale. We won a raffle where I got the Flyers jersey, a bunch of stuff. Look at these awesome shot glasses that were in the raffle. It's the Kraken rum.
Oh, shit.
There. You got to come closer. To, always give out 101. Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Favorite shirt. A lot of shirts in there and all. The Kraken rum. This is a great shot.
Cool.
We were actually
Disgusting.
invited, Jewel, and I know we got to wait a little more for Greenstone. We were invited. This is big news for our 2 fans that are watching and the ones watching on your cast. We were invited to do a live in-person show at Murphy's Beef and Ale. That would be super cool.
That is pretty amazing.
They want music. They probably would want St. Ricketts. They want real music.
We would bring the Ricketts.
I bring you the Ricketts. You want the Ricketts? I bring you the Ricketts. I still remember that story about the name and the live show they were on and how they came up with the name St. Ricketts. I don't know, man. Great dudes, though. great bunch. Kenny was just at Sweeney's. He played like a reunion show with a guy he was in music with like eons
Really?
ago. Yeah, I wanted to go. It was Sunday. It was Father's Day. The wife was out missing. My brother was here.
Mercy Fish. That's
The
cool.
lovely Josephine Tatey, who one day will be saying, "Welcome to the You Show," and her 16-year-old mom will be like, "You," and I'll be like, "Dead." It'll be great. We'll still be here.
Seriously.
And she'll be like, "Number one hottie." Remember Eric Lindros 70 years ago?
Oh my God.
I love Eric Lindros. I miss those days. Hockey is coming back. We're going to do a hockey special show in a few weeks. Hockey, baseball. I mean, it was a topic, and I get so annoyed even talking about it. Baseball's supposed to come back at the end of the month, and end of July. So is basketball, so is hockey. Are we yada-yadding, or is this really going to happen? What do you think? Are these guys really going back to work?
I have no idea. I mean, half the Phillies just got tested positive. So how is anything going to work?
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
I get a lot of heat. I'm a big guy in sports. A lot of people think this show is about sports because I talk about it a lot, but not necessarily. But go, yeah, it's like these guys piss and moan and half the season, and it's not worth my time and not worth the pay cut. And the newest thing with the tension going on in the country, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's billionaires making their boys go out and play." You're getting like $20 million a year. Give me $20 million a year to throw a ball. Give me $1 million to throw a ball. I'm pretty sure I'm showing up.
I know, but are you going to risk everyone else's health? Like, it's not about that.
Health.
Of course they would get paid whatever.
Health. You got money like these guys. What's health?
They tried. They were in training, and it just all went to hell. So what are you going to do?
Well, spring
You
training
just got to wait it out.
Spring training starts July 1st, and we'll see how that comes out. And hockey's been going. Speaking of hockey, and not that he's watching the show or will ever watch the show, that is actually pretty cute what you got going on there. A big, humongous shout out to Philadelphia Flyers forward Oscar Lindblom. Joel, Oscar took to the ice 2 days ago, several months after being diagnosed with cancer. Big news that he is back on the ice, working out, training, trying to get back into playing shape. So congratulations to Oscar. That's a big deal. That's huge.
If should just be training right now. I mean, the season's kind of went to what?
We lost you for a second, but okay, we got you back.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. Isn't it late to redeem any of the seasons?
Well,
you should go like that, Sarah. Give me arms.
They're gonna play these seasons.
Just be my arms.
It's going to be back. They're going to play. Hockey's going to do a playoff, and the top teams are going to do it a round robin, so they get in the game shape. So it's going. What in the world is going on there? It's going to happen.
I mean, I wish them all the best. What are we going to do?
I mean,
we can try.
You got to get back to some kind of normal. So we'll see how that works. Yeah.
It's a trial and error right now.
It is. It's definitely trial and error. But I mean, like, you got to go ahead and do it. 30th anniversary of Seinfeld, Jewel Tatey, is being marked with an amazing piece that I want for my house. I want to build it and put it in my man cave. 30th anniversary of Seinfeld with a Lego scene. Now, the Lego scene is like Jerry's apartment, and there's 5 characters. There's George, Kramer, Elaine, Jerry, and Newman. Absolutely awesome. It says in stores soon. Jason Alexander actually posted on his Twitter. I'm a massive fan. It's a show with legendary status. Are you a Seinfeld fan at all?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it when I was younger. I was more of a Friends fan, but I just recently binged all however many seasons of it. Yeah, it's so much funnier now that I'm older. I can appreciate the jokes.
Right. And it is like there's some shows that just take a different level of aging and knowing and intelligence, etc. Like I was always a big fan of Frasier. And my brother was always
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
no,
don't get it,
couldn't
and
get
it's
behind that.
goofy. I kind of like it because it is smart. It does take a little bit of thinking, but it's a clever show. Um, I'll show you this picture right here. If they let there it is. You can see it briefly here. This is the 30th anniversary Seinfeld. The apartment, of course. There's George on the end and Elaine, Jerry, Kramer,
Oh, that's
Newman.
cool.
So that's pretty cool, and I would definitely get one. Like the collector in me says, get it, don't open the box. As you see slashes and like a special wrapper and everything. But I'd want to build it because it's Seinfeld.
Yeah, you would have to like put it on display. Buy two.
Yeah. I like that. Legos are like $99 for like a piece this big, so I can only imagine. But it's all right.
I bought her a Lego set and like half half of it's missing. I'm like, this is why I don't buy Legos.
It's amazing how expensive Legos truly are. Hold that thought for a second as I have to align our exit music.
Toys in general. Jeez. You know what's
Oh, I
fun though?
know.
I
It's
try to
like,
buy like the old school games.
oh, yeah.
Like I just bought her Guess Who and Pretty Pretty Princess, and my sister bought Shoots and Ladders and Jenga. But
Oh,
Guess Who? Like they revamped it, and it's cards now instead of like the little things you have to knock down. I used to love that game.
yeah. I used to like Shoots and Ladders, Candyland. I like calling it Mousetrap.
Clue.
Remember Mousetrap? Clue. Oh, I love it. I'm so bad at Clue.
I never had Mousetrap, and every friend that had Mousetrap, they had like shit missing.
It's a pain in the ass to put together and put away. What a pain in the ass. Absolutely. I'm like that stays now where I'm like close to taking a tinkle. So I'm going to show you this right here. Now, before we do that, let's go back here. This is so much. I love doing graphics. Again, Woodland West Watermelon Wheat is one of the new beers coming out from Loso Brewing Company. Keep an eye out to local bars and restaurants in the Bucks County area because it is coming near you. This is a 5.1% watermelon wheat beer with a very nice sweet beginning and a nice wheat finish. Terrific for the summertime. www.losobrewingcompany.com. Check them out. Check out Woodland West Watermelon Wheat, as well as the Hazy Dragon, a 6% hazy IPA coming to bars near you as soon as we get all this crap back open again. The only thing is I'm not very quick at the graphics. Takes me a few seconds. There it is, off screen. Very special thanks tonight again to our guest, Suzy Kory. Awesome. The new song is Love Revolution. You can find that on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Pandora, a lot of great places where new music is played. www.suzykory.com is her website. Find her on Instagram at Suzy Kory, as well as Twitter, Suzy Kory, SUZIKORY. Suzy Kory with a beautiful smile, great stories, and just a charm. Joel, I'm going to get to Toronto. What do you think?
Oh my god, I'm there.
I'm there. Let's get
I
passport.
told you I wanted to go last week. It's Vegas and Canada. Those are my two for me.
I'll do Vegas. I'll do Vegas again. Done Vegas. I'll do Vegas again. I definitely want to get to Canada. It's definitely on the bucket list. I'm going to get to California.
Yeah,
If I can't
California
go,
too.
I'll do
God, that's so much fun
California.
there. I gotta get out there.
To be exact, I'm thinking along the lines of like Turlock, California, right outside of Sacramento, and going to Pink Panther Espresso, seeing a certain former guest.
Have fun, Jeff. I'll be up in Bel Air with my cousin or Hollywood pals.
Yeah, I know. Right? Oh, that'd be even better. Meet all these Hollywood superstars. That's awesome. Next week, I blew it. Let's try it again. Next Wednesday, we come back again. Local artist Jody Valentine will be here. Brand new album coming out in July. she'll come here to talk to us. We'll try to play a track or two from that song. Once again, a huge thank you to Suzy Kory, our very special guest. Thank you for all the viewers, listeners, and people out there who make this show possible. A huge thanks to the beautiful and amazing Jewel Tatey for, as always, being an incredible co-host, the sister from another mister, and a big-time heartbreaker to all you viewers out there.
Yeah. I'm sure.
She is. We're going to take you out with music from a band that you may know and love. If you watch the show, you know and love them. It is St. Ricketts. What Fire Cannot Burn, www.strickets.com. Again, find them on Apple Music and Spotify and Pandora, and follow them on Facebook and Instagram, all those great places. Great band, great group of guys. St. Ricketts is the band. For tonight, we thank you again for joining us. For Jewel Tatey, I am Jeff the Shark Perini, telling you all, stop being fucking douches.
Okay. Be nice to people, even the shitty ones.
That's right, even the shitty one.
Who don't wear
Wednesday's
masks.
gone. I'm going to miss Jewel Tatey as early for next Wednesday. Jewel Tatey, love you as always. Thank you. You froze. You froze in kind of a hot position.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Now you're good. Let's take you out with the sounds of St. Ricketts where fire cannot burn. Let me get it back to the beginning so we don't catch it at the end. And we will see you next Wednesday night. Bye-bye for now.
Was it truly blessed and the taste of it poison deeper than you know? Kindly answer this. What's the point of it? Just to reach new heights of low. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. Yes, what fire cannot burn. Yes, what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring something to the world, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot searching for something, dancing for nothing, losing composure over and over. Truly blessed is the taste of it, poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of love? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire can